So in this video, I'm going to cover my credit card roadmap for 2024. And even though roadmaps can change, I still think that having one is a very important part of the planning process because it gives you a framework to follow and helps you visualize your ultimate goals when it comes to your cashback, points, and miles. And because things change and sometimes rather quickly, having a credit card roadmap as a framework is great so you know where you stand when you inevitably have to pivot your strategy. So with that in mind, for this year in 2024, I have 3 primary goals that make up my credit card roadmap, so let's get right into it. And to really get a full understanding of my strategy, I'm going to show you my credit card portfolio as it stands in early 2024. You can see that I have 19 total credit cards with a mix of personal and business cards from a wide variety of issuers, with the most common being American Express, Chase Bank, and Bank of America. Now these 3 issuers are the ones I'm going to be focusing on this year, and there's a specific strategy that I have for each one. I made a video last year that talked about the best strategy for all your credit cards, and in that video I detailed 3 primary categories: your core cards, your secondary cards, and your bench cards. And just to give a little more detail, your core cards are the ones you use for everyday expenses, your secondary cards are the ones you use primarily for the benefits, and your bench cards are either the ones you keep open long term but no longer use, or your cards that are pending cancellation. And as your overall credit card portfolio grows, it's important to organize each card into one of these 3 categories so you're constantly reflecting on why you still have it. Specifically, it's very important to keep an eye on your cards with annual fees to make sure they continue to bring you value year over year. And the biggest offender in my own credit card portfolio when it comes to annual fees is, you guessed it, American Express. Specifically, those annual fees on my American Express cards total $2,800, which is about 2/3 of all the annual fees that I have. So my first goal for this year is to decrease my exposure to American Express and cancel the annual fee cards that no longer bring me any value. This will not only lower my total annual fees, but because we're talking about American Express, it will also lower the number of monthly statement credits that I have as well. Now, to be fully transparent, yes, I did just get the Business Platinum card, which at first glance seems to be a step in the wrong direction. But again, as long as you earn the welcome offer on the card, provided that you redeem the offer in the right way, any card with an annual fee is usually going to be worth it in the first year. I also want to briefly mention the status of my Morgan Stanley Platinum card. So at this point, with the interest rates being so high, it no longer makes any sense for me to keep the $25,000 in the Platinum Cash Plus account for that $695 engagement bonus, so I recently canceled that account. But what's nice is that I still have the Access Investing account, which allows me to keep the Morgan Stanley Platinum card open because I still have that investment relationship. Sadly, Morgan Stanley closed any new applications to that account in December of 2022, so I'm still not sure if there are any other accounts that are reasonable to open solely for the purpose of getting this card. And the reason I'm keeping this card open is because even though I don't get that $695 engagement bonus, this card still gets me the free authorized user every year, which is a $195 value that's not offered on any other version of the Platinum card. And because the Platinum card still gets me value and I use airport lounges frequently, my plan is to keep the Platinum card for the foreseeable future. Now, the American Express cards I do plan on canceling are the American Express Gold card and American Express Business Gold card. The Gold card used to be a part of my core credit card setup, but since I've replaced it with the US Bank Altitude Reserve card, I have no more need for the Gold card, its $250 annual fee, or its 2 monthly statement credits. Likewise, I got the Business Gold card early last year specifically for the welcome offer, and since then, this card has been a part of my bench setup and is currently pending cancellation when it comes up for its renewal. And that's a good thing since it recently got refreshed with 2 new monthly statement credits and an annual fee increase to a total of $375. Now, of course, it's important to cancel unnecessary American Express cards to keep lowering annual fees, but I also don't want to miss out on welcome offers on their cards if a pretty good one appears. And there are 2 American Express card families that I'll be keeping track of for this particular purpose. The first is any elevated offer or no lifetime language offers I get with either the Business Platinum card or the Business Gold card. And I know what you're thinking, that may seem a little weird because I just opened a Business Platinum card and I just talked about closing my current Business Gold card. But the truth of the matter is this: if you have larger spend coming up between $10,000 and $15,000 and you can meet the spend within the required spending timeframe, these 2 cards are great options for this specific purpose. And because you can get these business cards with only a soft pull, provided you have a personal card with American Express already, these Amex business cards are a great way to garden while at the same time getting massive value with those larger welcome offers. And the second card family I'm looking at are the Hilton cards. Except for the Hilton Honors business card, I've never had any other Hilton cards, and I'm considering starting my Hilton credit card ladder in 2024. Sadly, there's two things working against me that makes this a little difficult. The first is that I currently have 5 American Express credit cards, which is the maximum number of cards that I'm allowed to have with them. Out of these 5 cards, the only one that I could potentially cancel is the Hilton business card because I want to keep the other ones long term, meaning I only have 1 open card slot to use to climb this Hilton ladder. And this is certainly possible, but I think it's a lot easier to climb the ladder if you at least have 2 slots open to do this particular strategy. With only 1 slot, this process is going to be slower paced, which is not a bad thing, but I'd rather complete the series in 2 years instead of 3. I also have to figure out if I really want to cancel my Hilton business card at all. Even though I can capture a lot of my higher spend with my business platinum card, I still may need another card for another large purchase that I have coming up. And it'd be nice to use this card since it has that free night award benefit after spending $15,000 in a single calendar year. I'm also considering replacing this card with the Hilton Surpass card, or even applying for another Hilton business card again, but I think it's going to depend on what welcome offers are available when I need to do that higher spend. But this is not the only problem. Another issue is that I'm currently at 624 when it comes to the Chase 524 rule, and I'd like to get back under this. If I get more Hilton cards, or any personal cards for that matter, this will add to my Chase 524 status, and I'll continue to be locked out of Chase cards for an even longer period. And so this brings me to my next credit card goal for 2024, which is Chase focused, and that is to continue to guard my credit card setup so I can get and remain under Chase 524. One of the reasons I want to do this is so I can have access to the Chase Inc. business cards and their very lucrative welcome offers. With the $90K offer after spending $6,000 in 3 months appearing more often on the Inc. Cash and Inc. Unlimited, as well as the $100K offer after spending $8,000 in 3 months on the Chase Inc. Preferred, these are amazing cards to earn a lot of Ultimate Rewards points very quickly. I was fortunate enough to earn a $90K welcome offer on a new Chase Inc. Cash card, and along with some referral bonuses, I was able to earn in total about 200,000 Ultimate Rewards points. And I'd like to maximize the value of those points by transferring them out to Chase's travel partners, but as it stands right now, I don't have the CSP, the CSR, or the Inc. Preferred, so I'm stuck with only cashback redemption options on my Ultimate Rewards points. So getting one of these cards is pretty important and something I want to do this year. And the Chase card I want to do this with is going to be the Chase Inc. Preferred once I get under Chase 524. That being said, I need to be under Chase 524 and I'm not quite there yet, so I need to garden for at least the first few months of this year. And during this time, I'll have to wait to apply for any Hilton Honors cards since those cards would add to my Chase 524 status. But if a good welcome offer comes up, I may have to apply for one of these cards earlier rather than later. So that's the deal with Chase, but something else that's specific to my own credit card setup is happening during this time as well, and I want to discuss this because it's a pretty big deal. This has to do with Bank of America, and that's a decision I have to make regarding my catch-all credit card in my core credit card setup, which happens to be the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card. Now, my core credit card setup has been heavily optimized for my own spending habits, with my US Bank Altitude Reserve card covering most of my everyday categories due to its very powerful mobile wallet multiplier, with the Built card covering most other types of transactions. But the third card in my core trifecta is my catch-all credit card, which is usually a welcome offer card, but if not, I've been using my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card for this particular purpose, since it gets me 2.625x points back on all other purchases with no limit. But since I'm on a quest to lower my annual fees as well as lower the number of statement credits that I have, I plan on downgrading this card at its next renewal period, which happens to be about a month before I get under Chase 524. Now, the Premium Rewards Elite credit card can be product changed to any branded Bank of America card, but since I want to get a second customized cash rewards card, this is currently my plan. But here's the issue with doing that. If my current Premium Rewards Elite credit card becomes a customized cash rewards card, I'll no longer have a catch-all credit card for my core credit card setup and will have to use another card in its place. And so with this in mind, I have several options. The first, and probably the most obvious, is to just apply for another credit card that fits this purpose. And although I'd love to do that, since I'm trying to get under Chase 524, getting a new personal credit card is not going to help me achieve that goal, and I wouldn't get under Chase 524 until much later in the year. But if I were to do that, the card that would work best for me would be the Premium Rewards card, since its multipliers are basically the same as the Premium Rewards Elite credit card, but without the high annual fee. I would also lose out on the 20% airline redemption bonus that comes on the Premium Rewards Elite card if you redeem your points on the Bank of America travel portal for airfare. But I found that this was difficult to use as I usually fly Southwest, and this is not an available option on that travel portal. And I'm okay with giving up this benefit since I wasn't really using it anyways. But like I said, this isn't the best option for me since I'd have to apply for a new card, which leads me to the second option, which is to use my current American Express Blue Business Plus card as my temporary catch-all credit card. Briefly, this card earns 2x membership rewards points back on all purchases on up to $50,000 per calendar year, then 1x points back thereafter. And this is probably the route I'm going to take since I won't burn a 524 slot if I go with this option. Of course, I'd like to eventually apply for the Premium Rewards card, but I plan on only doing this when I'm safely under Chase 524. Okay, so to recap, I have specific goals for each of the 3 major issuers in my credit card portfolio. For American Express, I'm looking to cancel as many credit cards that I can to reduce my annual fee and statement credits, specifically targeting those cards that no longer bring me any value. But at the same time, I want to keep my eyes open for targeted or limited time offers that occur with American Express business cards or even with the Hilton Honors cards. For Chase, I'm looking to continue to garden my credit card setup to get back under Chase 524 with a specific goal of having access to the Chase Inc. Preferred and ultimately access to Chase's transfer partners. And thinking long term, I'd like to remain under Chase 524 for as long as possible once I get back under it again, but I know it's going to be a challenge because I kind of apply for a lot of cards throughout the year, so we'll see if I can make that happen. As for Bank of America, I plan on downgrading my Premium Rewards Elite credit card to a customized cash rewards card. And once I do that, I'll use the Blue Business Plus as a temporary catch-all credit card until I am safely under Chase 524 and I have a slot open to apply for that Bank of America Premium Rewards card. And so that's my roadmap as it stands at the beginning of 2024. Again, roadmaps are meant to help plan out your credit card strategy so you can have a framework for reference, but as always, pivots and sudden changes are definitely to be expected. The credit card world moves fast, and you never know what new card, new welcome offer, or updates to existing cards that could be coming in the very near future. And to see the first credit card moves I made in 2024, including applying for both the Blue Business Plus card and the Business Platinum cards, check out this video next.